Okay, ladies, before we dive into our activity today, let's go ahead and start with the Girl Scout Law and Promise. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout Law. I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, and responsible for what I say and do, and to respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout. Now let's get started on our topic for today. Hey Girl Scouts, welcome back this week. For those that don't know me, my name's Miss Molly, and I'm going to be leading space science this week. Let me tell you, it's going to be out of this world, and the activities we're doing this week are going to be stellar. Our first activity that we're going to do today is we are going to make a model solar system. So what that means is that our solar system is really, really big, and we're going to make it really, really small so that we can see all the different parts of it. So let's get started. To start with our solar system, we're going to start with the sun, and then we're going to work our way out to the outer planets. And for our sun, we're going to use a hula hoop. So now we know how big our sun is, but let's check out our first planet. Our first planet, Mercury, is this big. It's this big compared to the sun. Crazy. Mercury, it's part of 4 inner planets is what they're called. The next planet in our solar system is Venus. As you can tell, it's a little bit bigger. What I used for Venus was a pencil eraser. I guess I didn't tell you what I used for Mercury. Mercury is the top of a straw, a juice box straw. So I got a juice box straw, and then I have the top of a pencil. Third planet from the sun, can anyone guess it? It's Earth. Yep, that's right, we got Earth out here. I used a tack for it, so that's what we have. So the last planet in our inner planets is Mars. I don't know if you ladies knew this, but Mars is actually a pretty small planet. So it's quite a bit smaller than Earth, but it sits out here. They would sit in this order, just like that. Alright ladies, so these are all of our inner planets. Normally there would be an asteroid belt right around here to separate our inner planets from our outer planets. But now I want you to just take a look at how small our inner planets are compared to our sun. Look at that. You can barely see them from back there. Alright, so our 5th planet from the sun, right after our asteroid belt, is Jupiter, our largest planet. Alright, so Saturn, our 6th planet from the sun, is most known for the rings that go around the planet. Alright, so Uranus, which is our 7th planet, is considered an ice planet. It actually gets down to negative 387 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty cold. Alright, so the 8th planet and the last planet we'll be talking about is Neptune. Did you know that Neptune, it only takes 16 hours to go 1 day in Neptune? Alright ladies, now that you've seen the size difference of the solar system, let's see how spread out all of our planets are. Alright Girl Scouts, so we are outside. We are going to be measuring the distance between our planets. Before you do this at home, be sure to check with your parents so that you have parent supervision when you're doing this, and so that you are using your resources wisely. Make sure that it's okay to be using toilet paper, because toilet paper is a hot commodity right now. But we're using toilet paper because it's a pre-measured thing. You can see the squares nicely on there. You'll have a sheet of paper with you to do this activity that'll tell you exactly how many sheets of paper you need to measure out your solar system. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. So we'll go ahead and get started. Alright ladies, so that's our whole solar system. I hope you learned just how big our solar system really is and how small you can make it when you put it to scale. But now we're going to go in a different direction and learn about something else that you can find in space. We're going to be learning about the stars. Okay ladies, so our second activity that we're going to be doing today is making a constellation viewer. All you need for it is a cup of any kind, and then you can print off these different constellations, or you can make your own constellation. And then if you have some scissors, that would be great, and then just a pen, and then something a little bit sharp so you can poke some holes. Alright, so to get started, I'm just going to go ahead and cut out one of my constellations. I'm going to pick Sagittarius, because that's my birth sign. Any of you know your birth signs? No? That's okay. Any of you guys know the stories behind constellations? There's a lot of really cool ones. Like Hercules, I'm sure some of you know the story of Hercules. Or how many of you can identify the Big Dipper? A lot of you know the Big Dipper. Okay, so then what you do is you take this, and you can fit it into your paper cup. Oh, mine doesn't quite fit, so we're gonna trim it up again, just so that'll fit down into my cup. And it's okay if it's not perfect, you just wanna get it down into that circle. I'm just gonna keep trimming it until it'll fit down into the bottom of my cup. And if you have smaller cups at home, that's no problem. And if you know what constellation you want to do, if you look out at the stars at night and you know, I want to make the Big Dipper, and you know what the Big Dipper looks like, well, you go for it. You just go start poking holes. Okay, so then what I'm going to do from here is I'm actually going to poke holes through my pieces of paper. So I'm taking a paper clip that I just bent a little bit, and I'm going to poke some holes through it. It does take kind of a lot, and so that one has a bigger hole, so I'm just gonna kind of like work the paper clip around to make it a bit of a bigger hole. That one's a little bit smaller, so I just barely want to puncture it. Oop. You do kind of have to hold it down so that doesn't go anywhere. Oop. There we go. And you just do that for every little dot. Notice that I'm not making any lines yet, because we're gonna do that later. This constellation viewer is not going to take very long at all to make. Alright, that part is all done. Now I can take this off, and look, now I just have a bunch of holes in my constellation viewer. So I'm going to keep this so that I can look at it, so that I know exactly which dots I'm going to connect. But now I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to start connecting some dots. Alright, now I'm going to start tracing my lines. So I'm going to start where I started poking my holes. So I know that these two connect right here. And your lines don't have to be perfect, but you want it to just kind of line up with where you were. And then you're all done with this part of it. The last step is to put a light underneath it, and then you can turn out all your lights and you watch your constellations glow. Alright Girl Scouts, so now all you have to do is get a flashlight or a tea light. Any sort of light will work, and you're going to put it under your cup. I'm going to use my phone light for now, so I'm just going to put that on there and then cover up my light, and then you're going to watch your stars glow. Then you can see all your constellations. Okay ladies, so that is all I have for you this week. I hope you had an awesome time learning about outer space with me. Please join us for our girl chat that we have this week, and I hope that you come back and learn some awesome things with Girl Scout Connect. Yeah, we'll see you next time.